With everything going on in the world right now begging for your attention, I'd like to invite you to take a selfish moment for yourself, and I'd like to give you a tarot reading. So if you have a question for Gus, God, universe, or spirit, whatever you want to call it, let's do a breathing exercise so we can close out what's going on in the outside world and we can focus more on what Gus wants to tell us today. So let's breathe in. And breathe out. Okay, now it's now it's the time to ask us our question. Now I'm going to invite you to be as selfish as you possibly can. What can I do? How can I? Ask how or a what question if you want to work with Gus. When we're asking Gus when questions, when will I get this? When will I get that? When will this happen? It's more of give me, give me, give me energy, and we want to make sure that we are not doing that. Yes, we're taking a selfish moment, but we want to connect with the universe. So, what can I do to pay attention to my current relationship? What do I need to do in my current job? What's my next step in leaving my job? How do I attract self-love? How do I attract a lover? Whatever that is, just focus, just how or what. You feel free to put your question in the comments, and also let me know in the comment if you are having trouble deciphering or decoding what Gus is trying to tell you through the cards, because tarot can be a little confusing, but I'm willing to help you figure that out if you need a little bit of extra guidance. So with all that being said, let's see what Gus has to tell us today. We almost had a jumper there. Ooh. Okay. So my first reaction right now is just you need to get out of yourself. Get out of your head. Go do something right now. But let's get into this. So we have the moon in reverse. So the moon, a lot of people look at it as as secrets, as things not being foretold, a lot of intuition, that kind of stuff. Oh, interesting. You also have two major arcanas. I like to look at it more as light. The star, which is the card that comes before the moon, is a light at the end of the tunnel. Everything's surrounded by darkness, and you have one single idea, one single thing to go after. The moon is kind of the extension of that. We're like, when we're walking around at night and we can see where we're going, but there's still a lot of dark corners and things can still pop out and scare us. So personally, I like to look at it more as limited light, but we can still kind of move around. And then the sun is the next card, and the sun is bright and shiny and clear and fun and knowing and knowledge and all that kind of stuff. So focusing on the moon here, I just kind of feel like there might be some things that you need to shine some light on to know more about. Now also with the moon being in reverse, we've got blocked, delayed, healing, or internal energy. So focus a little bit more inward on your question and maybe shine some light on some things that you don't understand. So by that, I mean maybe doing some research on relationships or yourself, or do some journaling or something of that nature. This is the TV series Tarot deck. I am not sure what show this is, but it might be something that you might want to pay attention to. We do have wolves. We do have a dead body. It looks kind of supernatural, obviously, but it's mountainous. I think someone said Twin Peaks. I think possibly. I don't know if someone said that. We had it recently, and I think someone said that. The moon is also a major arcana card, so you also want to pay attention to Neptune, Pisces, and the element of water. Water is associated with our emotions in the tarot, so that's just something to keep in mind with that as well. Let's moving on to the next card that we have. We've got the Hermit in reverse. Now the Hermit, a lot of people think of that as alone time. It is time to just not really go out into the world and not share your knowledge, kind of a thing. But this is in reverse. So again, we've got blocked, delayed, healing, or internal energy. If you look, this guy is surrounded by darkness and he's being guided by one single light. So I feel like whenever I see the Hermit in reverse, I kind of think of it's time to go out and do something. It's time to share your knowledge with the world. What have you learned? Um, you've gathered all of this information, but now it's time to go out and tell people what you've learned, what you've discovered, and share your experiences with them. Again, we do. Interesting that we have two crime shows on these cards today. I'm not entirely sure what exactly that would mean. And again, I don't know what this one would mean. Like the cane, for some reason, gets me into what was that? House? Is that what it was? But he's not in a doctor suit or anything. But the cane kind of makes me reminds me of House a little bit. The Hermit is also associated with Mercury, Virgo, and the element of Earth. Earth is associated with our health, our body, and our money, the physical things that we can touch in this realm, in this world. So putting these cards together with them both being in reverse, blocked, delayed, healing, internal, I do kind of feel like focus a little bit more on yourself. With whatever question it is that you've asked, it just feels a little like you might be putting too much emphasis or thought or emotion on the outside instead of what's going on the inside. Maybe practicing a little bit of gratitude, with the element of earth, focusing on the things that you do have, the things that you have experienced, that kind of a thing. And don't focus on the wishful thinking of what you were when you originally asked the question. I do think it's just time to practice maybe a little bit of gratitude with this, with whatever question that you've asked. I'm gonna leave it there. If you have any comments that you would like to, I'd love to know what you got in the comments. So if you want to put that in the comments, that'd be great. I'd love to see that. If you are one of those people who likes to give energy back to your tarot reader, I have 6 ways as to how you can do that, and that is to like, repost, share, share right there, follow, comment, and favorite. And then you can also, if you want to, give me $5 with the links here. You're more than welcome to do that as well. Let's do a breathing exercise so that we can close out what's going on here with this question and take this lesson, take this message, and go off into the real world. So let's breathe in. And breathe out. Thank you very much for spending your selfish moment with me.